Hey everybody, I'm Vicky and this is my YouTube channel. If the stitch fits, wear it. And today's project, we are making witch hats. Don't you just love the magic of October? So for this very beginner-friendly project, you will need some cute fabric, matching thread, interfacing, and some Halloween magic. So this project is so beginner friendly, you can make this witch hat Halloween morning and be out trick-or-treating by evening. So let's get started. Okay, so first we need to start with a simple measurement. First, you want to take the measurement of your head all the way around. Mine was 21. And what we're doing is finding the circumference of our head, and then we're just going to use a little math equation to figure out the radius. So we're going to do radius equals circumference over 2 times pi, and I'll write that down later in the directions. So my radius was 3, so I'm going to show you how to fold your fabric and find that measurement on your fabric. Okay, so first let's start with folding your fabric. So I'm using white so it shows up better on camera. I hope it does. So you're gonna have your fabric flat at first and you're gonna take it edge to edge and fold it over once. So now you have this open edge here and open edge here. And then what you wanna do is fold it over again. And now you have no open edge here, and this side has 2 folded edges. So that's how you fold your fabric. When you want to find the radius on your fabric, what you're gonna do is take your ruler, your measuring tape, and my radius was equal to 3. So I'm gonna take my measuring tape and I'm going to start at the corner of this double fold, and I'm going to take my tape measure and go down 3 inches, and that is my radius right there. So now I want to make a mark at that edge, and then I'm just going to go all the way to the double fold, 3 inches all the way around to create the circle for the brim of my witch hat. So let's start with making the tick marks. So like I said, I'm going to come down 3 inches and make my marks. You want to keep your ruler at the edge of the corner so that you get a good 3-inch mark as you're going down your fabric. And then, so now what you want to do is cut out this circle on your fabric, and the rest of your fabric is going to create a nice brim for the hat. So however big you want your brim is how much fabric you should use. So I used, let me see, my fabric was 18 by 18 was the square that I used, and I cut my radius out and I had a nice brim. So that was my measurement, 18 by 18. And next, we are gonna create the cone of the hats. Okay, so for the cone of my hat, what I did was I used a piece of fabric 15 by 21, 15 being the length of the cone and 21 being that circumference that I found around my head when I took my measurement. So I cut out the cone from 15 by 21 piece of fabric, and for the cone I went ahead and I only did a half or a half fold, I guess you could say, And so I still have this opening here, and I have my edge here, and then I used the 15 inches down, and I just created a little cone shape around and then cut that out for my cone. So I hope you can understand that. So it's just a nice shape of a cone. That's all you need to draw in. And then stitched my hat together after sewing on or ironing on the interfacing. So you see how very simple this project is. Once you have your cone shape cut out, all you need to do is stitch with right sides together, the cone together, and then you want to take your brim and stitch it to the cone. Now, what I suggest for the cone, since you're stitching a circle to a circle, and you know how you always get those little puckers when you're stitching circles to a circle, so for the cone, you might want to just add a few gathers in the cone to help it fit into the circle brim a little more. I didn't add interfacing to my hat yet, but I will. And then you have a nice hat, witch's hat for Halloween. And it's totally cute. And as you can see, you don't need to use black fabric. You can use whatever is totally cute, and whatever you have fabric scraps laying around, go ahead and use those. This project is so beginner friendly. I hope you had a good time making it. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Happy Halloween. Go trick-or-treating. See ya.